Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're having a good old Friday here in beautiful Taos, New Mexico. It's pretty cold. It was supposed to snow, but it didn't. No surprise. Haven't not had a gig on a Friday in a long time, but no gig today, which is fine by me. So I've been cutting like crazy today. And I just wanted to say before I get started, if you don't use it, you do lose it in the cabbing world. How you doing, Odele? So, unfortunately, this is all that I've cut like the last week. That's nothing. Hey there, Stone Picker. I just watched the Rock Hounding podcast live. Theo Kellison was on there. Yeah, that he's a bad boy. He's great. Bad to the bone. Love that guy. Everybody loves Theo. How you doing there, 10,000 Lakes? Hello, Designs and Do-Overs. Dabbing for Dave. Thank you. I was cabbing a bit tonight. That's awesome, Odele. This is what I did like all week. It's nothing. But today, last night, cut up a bunch of pieces of turquoise. I don't know if you folks remember like my turquoise tray over here. All of those big pieces of rough, I cut up into slablets. Little slablets, because they're all going to get cut before Wednesday. I re-dopped everything using super glue. I don't know if, for those of you that were hanging out last time I was live, all my dops were popping off. I used old super glue. How you doing, Sonny? I'm going to come see you tomorrow. I will come visit you then. Tomorrow. But this is what I cut today. A little bit better than what I cut the week before. Some of these are really, really cool. These are my favorites. They totally smelled like mint when I cut these pieces. I'm not 100% sure what these two are, but they're great looking. This, I think, is the queen of the rodeo here. Again, I don't know what it is. I know it's natural. Rock hard. Doing the backs just a little tiny bit. They're not perfect, but some people won't buy backs that aren't polished. Here's another one of my favorites. This one was a lot bigger when I started. Thank you so much, 10,000 Lakes. This one's a little hard to see, but it has some like cool, is that what they call water webbing? I don't even know. But I did burn it. Those two spots right there that kind of look like compounds stuck on there. It's actually burns. This piece has a little bit of pyrite here and there. I don't even know what this is. It was in the Jeff Best lot. This is one of the only stabilized pieces I cut. How you doing there, fool? This is what I did today. I cut all these. Not too bad. I gotta do at least 2 to 3 times as much of this a day to get rid of everything that I have. Yeah. So, yeah. This is what I cut like all week last week. Actually, less than this. Thank you, my friend. This is what I did today, which is a lot more, probably twice as much. And I want to do 2 to 3 times as much as this. This is what I have processed. These slablets, Alicia, Kingman, Campitos. Those two little things are nothing, but... And then this Blue Creek. This stuff is ridiculously difficult. That's how hard it is. And then I have all of these. I'll probably knock these out tomorrow. I did this on a rotary tool. It's perfectly round for calibrated settings. Yeah. How you doing, Lenny? Say hi to everybody.
Hey.
So yeah, I'm going to try to knock these out tomorrow. I'll finish all of these, then I'll work on these. They're so big that there's no point of me dopping them. Thank you, Lynn. Anyway, so I wanted to say, like I was saying earlier, if you don't use it, you lose it. I was cabbing like 1 or 2 pieces a day, and I realized I was out of practice. I cut all these today. Maybe after the 3rd or 4th piece, I really got it down, and I figured out, I remembered my techniques for cutting fast and efficient. The first couple pieces right here that I cut probably took me 10, 15 minutes. Then I got it down to 3 or 4 minutes per cab. These ones took me about 3 or 4 minutes. These are really cool. I believe this is Baja turquoise. The backs don't look so good. I mean, again, they just needed a rough polish. Thank you. Don't forget to like the video, folks. Anyway, so we're going to cab some stuff today that's on a nice dop. For those of you that watched my last video, all the dops popped off. I went out and bought some super glue that wasn't gel. Glued them all to a nail in a warm environment, and I only had 1 or 2 pop off, and it was the really big ones, and that was from me like putting a ton of pressure at an angle. You'll see that I can cab pretty fast, which means lots of pressure with this new set of dopped stones, but also I can still take it off when I'm done. Then I grind it back to 220 and polish. And before we get out of here today, I will use my rotary tool to make a perfectly round cab again. For those of you who might want to see how that's done, it's really goofy. But yeah. Excuse me, coughing. Worked a little too hard today. I'm totally wiped out. Let's start with some of this Redskin. I love this Redskin. For those of you interested, I bought this material from the Unconventional Lapidurist. You can find him and her, I believe it's a husband and wife couple. You can find them on Facebook, the Unconventional Lapidurist. I believe I paid about either $90 or $120 for the pound. I gave away more than half of this material. I shouldn't have done that, but when subscribers would buy stuff from me, I always throw in a few nuggets. A few of you that bought stuff from me on my last live, I included some of this material. It is rock hard. Love the blues and I love the reds. But yeah, look up the Unconventional Lapidurist on Facebook. We're not really friends. We vend at the same venue. Yeah, we vend at the same venue, but he doesn't really know my YouTube channel. I'm sure he doesn't even care. Why would he care? Yeah. This stuff is great. So we're going to work a piece. Just finished cabbing, says Mike. Fooled? That's awesome. You're cutting that super nice stuff you sent me a picture of. How you doing there, Brutus? Thank you. I've been working hard today. Too hard for my liking. I have an order for obsidian earplugs. Cool, that you need to make. The easiest way to make those earplugs is to buy a core bit. You drill the obsidian on with like a drill press using the core bit to make a perfectly circle stone. Then I would put it on like a nail. Then you'd stick the nail inside of the rotary tool. Let me find the rotary tool. Like this. So it'd already be pretty circular, the plugs that you would core out there, Sonny. Then you'd spin it. And since it's already circular, when you hold that against the wheel, it's not going to chatter like this. It's going to be real smooth. And you can make those plugs in maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And the fun part is, you don't even need a lapidary machine. You can hold silicon carbide sandpaper while you're spinning those rounds that you got from the Corbett, and you can make those earplugs really fast. What he means by earplugs, folks, he means ear gauges, I'm sure. But yeah, you don't even need a lapidary machine for that. I'm not sure if it's stabilized or not, my friend, Fool. I imagine it is because it was so affordable. However, what I was gonna say before I got into the earplugs is that the gentleman doubled the price. He said people were messaging him that bought bulk material from him, complaining that he was damaging their sales by charging too little. So now I think it's up to like $250 a pound or whatever. Still worth it. I bought a piece from him, a large piece, and it just crumbled. That wasn't stabilized. So I don't know if it's unstabilized and just the little ones are hard and the big ones are crumbly. I really don't know. Either way, we're going to cab this. Cool, Sonny. You're more than welcome to come over this weekend if you want to use my machine, brother. But also, those plugs you can do by hand, so you don't have to use my machine, obviously, but you're going to need you're going to need to core those slabs. I do have a drill press you can use. I just remembered. And I have Corbett's you can use too. Yeah, let's make it happen, brother. Sorry, I'm a little just waking up. I took a long break today after about 3 or 4 hours of cutting and still waking up. They're not my ears. I didn't think so. Expand your mind, not your earlobes. I love the gauges. I can't do it myself. I don't think it would look good on me. All right. So, like I was saying, I really focused on cabbing today, and I realized that boy, oh boy, I am 10 times faster when I dop these stones. You know what? This is pretty round. Let's put this in the chuck. So I'm gonna roughly make a circle. This is so goofy. Check this out, y'all. Yeah. If you don't use it, you lose it. I got a lot of my techniques back and my speed back. So I'm literally just spinning this thing, putting it against the wheel. You do want it to be roughly, round. Otherwise, it's going to be tick, 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 tick. And pieces do fly off, usually directly into my eyes. Unless you have bone through your nose and you're a cannibal, both of those things are interesting. Newsflash, it doesn't look good on anyone. I think it looks good on people. Just not on me. Maybe that has to say, I don't know. I think it looks really good on women. It looks good on everybody. Everything's not for everyone. So you go really slowly when you are putting it first up against the wheel to get that perfect round. Hear that clicking? That's because some spots are higher up than others. I'm just going to take my time, not put too much pressure because it will break or fall off the dop. This is really aggressive on the stone. Let's take a look. So a lot of people out there are saying, hey, don't use this. Don't tell people to use this. You're going to get shocked. This thing is soaked. I haven't been shocked yet. All right, I'm getting really round. There is a low spot right here. Fool, that looks like stabilization to me. I do believe this is stabilized. Just had a chunk fly off towards my face. All right. So now that it's perfectly round, I'm going to slowly start pulling it up to get the dome. Man, what a silly technique. But you get perfectly round cabs. Why would you want a perfectly round cab? It kind of kills the vibe. Well, I'll tell you, my friends, for people who want calibrated stones that they buy like earrings or rings or bracelets that have a certain amount of millimeter cup. You just do this, use calipers until it's the 10 millimeters you need. You pop it right into the jewelry. Also, you've heard me say this many times before. I would rather have a perfectly round cabochon than a bean-shaped cabochon. A lot of cabs, people would rather have a designer shape that's smaller than a larger cab in a shape that is less desirable. Let's do this. Okay, this is not the best example. Let me do a different one. This, for instance. Okay. No, bad example. Let's say this. That would make a nice bracelet. That would make a nice ring. It's triangular. It's not perfect. Kind of the worst bad example. But this is oblong. It's not perfectly oval. Say this is the same material. Well, this shape would sell faster for more money than this one would being heavier if it was the same material and the same quality because the shape is undesirable. You know, a lot of people who buy from me, especially the bean-shaped cabs I make, they say they're going to go home and recut it. Or they don't know it at the time and they end up doing it before they put it in the jewelry. So I would rather have a perfect circle, and it's so easy to make matching pairs like this, than I would rather than have a bean-shaped cab, even if that means me removing a little bit more material than I normally would. That took a long time for me to say what I was trying to say. Yeah, you could easily make turquoise buttons. I know you can't play music on your videos, but could you hum some Boston? Oh, I wish, man. I'm just now getting over my laryngitis. I would for you, though. And I'd go grab my guitar and play you a song. Why wear lung protection, man? Well, that's a good question because I'm not very smart. Even when you do this, you should be wearing lung protection. The things that bother me the most aren't the cabbing, it's the polishing. Using jewelry buffers, even with ventilation and hoods, it's so poisonous. The only people that should get it are the presidents of the United States and senators. Yes, they should hang them from their earlobes and swing them around like Circus Soleil. It'll be really entertaining, and they'd probably make a lot of money. Wear your safety goggles. I should. I found my prescription glasses. I'm going to have to try this on my flex shaft. Absolutely, Jason. Please give it a shot. Oh, man. You got a moose trench coat? Is it really made out of moose? That's stunning. When I do agate lures, I dome it, and it looks much better. Awesome. Most turquoise has very bad stabilization job recently. In the last few years, the chemicals have not been available. That's interesting. A lot of things have changed in all kinds of industry around the United States. My grandma is having a very hard time finding quality hides because a lot of the hides cannot be tanned and processed the way they used to be. And they have to get them from like Egypt or Argentina or sometimes Native America, Canada, to get them the way they used to be, to get the quality that she's used to. I tend to do oval, rounds, drop shape when I capstones. I try to do those. Ovals are not the best for me. I'm not very good at making perfect ovals. This is not the same. This is the same material but different than the bean I was showing you. This one's a little freeform. This one's a little bit better, but still not that good. I'm not that good of a lapidary, to tell you the truth. Oh, definitely going to try this. Please do, Rockin' Family Adventures. I learned this technique, well, it was inspired by Daniel Lepacki. I'm selling unstabilized gem quality Royston. Just started my Etsy cutting more this weekend. That's awesome, my friend. Heck yeah, your material is awesome. Everyone should hit you up if they're interested in some Royston turquoise. Hit up Sunny Gem. It's also Sunny Gem Stones is also the name of the gentleman's YouTube channel, so you can message him on his YouTube directly. I found a cool piece of obsidian arrowhead. That's awesome, Alan. I used to go hunting all the time with my friend here in New Mexico. I found one really good arrowhead, thousands of pieces, but one really good basalt arrowhead. I gave it to an uncle and he left it here at Lynn's house. Like he didn't want to take it on the plane or something. Maybe it's a problem going back to Canada, or he just didn't really like it. So then I think I gave it away to another friend. I don't really know exactly what happened to it. I'm starting at $35 a pound, but everything will be trimmed. Interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this so that we can start working on another piece. I'm trying to go fast. The reason is I am leaving for Quartzite on Wednesday. So I'm going to kind of rock this back and forth. So I'm not going to worry about that pit right there. I would have to take this down way too much to make it worth it. But I am going to take care of that chip. That chipped because of how aggressive this is on the material. And I took care of it roughly. I'll undercut this after I get it off the top. I don't want it to be too small because then I'll have to use heat to take this off the top. It actually might be too small to take off the top as is. I found one really great finishing arrowhead up in Washington State. Another small one's all made of jasper or agate. That's amazing. The one I found was basalt. I'm making jewelry now with turquoise cabs I made. Rock on, bro. That's awesome, Lucky Kicks. All right. So this cannot be good for your wheels, by the way. It cannot be good for your wheels. But it is so fast. I'm already done with 220, moving over to 180. I don't care about this wheel. I'm trying to wear this one out. This thing is so aggressive. I'm finally starting to break it in. And that's it. This is 280 grit dry. Already starting to get some color going on. Take it over to 600 grit. Then I'll read y'all's comments after I get done, if you don't mind. Just gonna finish this up. This is so bad for the wheels. This is already getting shiny there at 600 grit. You know, I think I will definitely make a bunch of pairs for Tucson. This is just too easy. It's so silly. Anyway, that's 3,000 grit dry. Let's take it to the buff real quick. And we're done. Come back over here. I lost my chuck for this $17 rotary tool, which is probably my favorite tool out of my Dremels, Fordhams, and stuff right now because it's just so easy to just grab. But this is the material dry and polished. Actually, I just touched it to my skin, so it's probably more polished than that. Pretty good. See, can we... Oh, yes, it came off. This one I was unable to get off. I'll show you. It's just too small. I can't get a grip. I even chipped it trying to, like, hammer it off. This one came off real nice. Anyway, Sonny, when you do your gauges, this is kind of what you're... this is a way you can do it to get it perfectly round. I'm going to take the back to 220. All right. Clean up some of that chatter. And that is a way to turn a good 5-gram piece of turquoise into a half-gram calibrated cab. What I'm going to do for stabilized or even natural, I have to give the really small ones a flat rate. Like, it's taking my time. I'm going to have to charge like $5 or $6, even though it's small. Because, like, I can't weigh this. If it's $3 a gram, it's going to be like $1.50. And it's just not worth selling. There's going to be people out there that are going to be like, oh, that's not fair, blah, blah, blah. But, I'm working here. Come on. How you doing there, Higher Learnings? We just made a perfectly round, calibrated cabochon on a flex shaft. It's kind of weird. But now that I'm done, I'll read the comments while I take a look at these noodles Lynn brought me. So, trying to find veg tan hides? No. That would be cool to make a few, but my grandma's customers want the animal because a lot of people use her drums for ceremony. And you know how it is, like some people believe that the spirit of the animal's in the drum. So she mostly does buffalo, elk. She'll do cow or doe. She gets requests for bear and horse. She will not do bear and horse. All right, catching up on these comments. I like that holy cab. Yeah, I like the Vugs. It's pretty cute, I think. And it's just not worth digging out. There's going to be some people who want that perfect... Man, this is not as shiny as I thought it would be. Yeah, I could totally just polish this again. I probably scuffed it up, rubbing it against my dirty skin. But there's going to be people who don't like the Vug. There's going to be people who love the Vug. Looks like he just got some good chipping there. Oh, I did. I had some stuff totally blow out at the end of that 80 grit. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm up in the Shasta, Northern California area. We find a bunch of them at the bottom of our hill. You mean arrowheads? I don't um I don't hunt them anymore because I'm not 100% sure where we were hunting them was even legit. I think it's like even if it's BLM, you're not supposed to take that stuff from BLM, and I don't care what y'all do. I just don't want someone to be like, "Hey, I saw Lapidary Dave stealing arrowheads on YouTube and ruin my career." If you'd call this a career, I mean, I love this. I love you guys and I love doing this, but and I'm sure you guys wouldn't get, the few people I might lose from stealing arrowheads off of BLM probably wouldn't make too much of a difference. But I'm just not gonna do it anymore. I would love to go find them, take pictures of them, because I could like, or even do YouTube videos where I go find them, pick them up, and put them back. And then, of course, there's gonna people being like, I either put them there to find them, which some YouTubers do. I said do, or they're gonna say I pretended to put them back and I really took them home. I prefer the weird shapes too. These two are my favorite ones I cut today. I think this might be Baja. I'm not sure, and I have no idea what this is, but it's fantastic. I love this. I don't even think I want to sell it. I mean, what? It's natural, so I might get 30, $40. Is it even worth it? It has like this natural pit right there. Not worth bringing it down. Don't have to back it so I can actually charge by weight. Dave, do you have an Etsy? Yes, it's I share an Etsy with a few artists here in Taos, New Mexico, but all the necklaces I made, or I drilled holes for the other artists who kind of started. Some of them started using my necklace style, like where I'd put the hole in the stone, and then we braid it up. But yeah, sometimes we split money on the ones we work together on, or everyone makes their. Some of them make their own money. I never make my own money. I only get shares because I make them braid for me. I hate braiding. But my Etsy is called Taos Gemcraft. That is Taos Gemcraft. When I did my test yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I tested. I can start putting up logos here in the video. I'm going to make it say Cutting Edge Lapidary, which is the sponsor of Lapidary Dave channel. I should have my logos out. If I would have remembered, I have these cool little things I'm going to stick on my machine so you guys can't not see it. But it's going to say Cutting Edge Lapidary up on the screen, and then I might have my Etsy somewhere else. I don't know. But I'm not really focusing on my Etsy. Etsy, I have to charge more than I want to because of the fees. I'm making jewelry now with the turquoise cabs I made. Oh, okay, read that already. Only listed 2 listings to get it set up. I love weird shapes. Okay, read that already. Can you melt a silver in that hole? No. Turquoise doesn't do well with a lot of heat because it's kind of hydrated. But even if I used like PMC, I don't think it would work. I could probably do pewter because that's low temp. Just got 3 new diamond wheels. I got break in. Oh, congratulations. It takes a while. It's good though because I have a fat pile of agates and agatized wood in my backyard chilling. Oh, absolutely. I totally save hard stones I've been wanting to polish for brand new wheels to break them in. It only takes about a couple dozen to really break in the wheels of these really hard agates that I kind of been avoiding. So most of these I can pop off by my hand. The last one I just popped off in front of you guys only had a little bit of thing to grip onto, but this little one right here, I've tried all kinds of ways to get it off. It's not coming off. I'm just chattering up the sides. If I take a torch to the nail, it'll come right off. I just don't feel like going to get it. I'll call you tomorrow afternoon unless you want to do coffee. Oh, my friend, I have not been waking up early, but please call me, Sonny. I'd love to hang out with you. If that broke, be hard not to thump you. Perfectly imperfect. Absolutely. That's the name of the game. Just saying about the tanning process that doesn't use chemicals. Oh, interesting. Brain tanning is the way that I think my grandma was getting it before. It's a process. It's kind of stinky. She has Native American friends in Canada that do it, and they do it. They use like human pee in Egypt, I believe. You were a huge legit Dave. Oh man, you were way too kind to me. Ooh. I don't think there's many left with such integrity, Dave. Hang on to it. Thanks, my friend. I'm trying. Definitely trying. Oh my god, the one right. Oh, on the right is amazing. Yeah, I love those two pieces. Found a piece of jasper of a tool yesterday. I left it. I used to keep them, but I feel I have enough. I hear you on that, Brutus. My friend has like thousands of scrapers and stuff. And like they're cool, but I think it's cooler like if you have a showcase of just the best ones. I find them on the beach near the creek, but I'm undocumented Native American. I hear you. A lot of people are. I was just talking to a friend about that, who is his girlfriend's Native, and she is not card carrying. And I was telling people, you can be, super dark, non card carrying, and you're not really getting Native benefits, or you can be whiter than me and be card carrying. There was a time, there was like I think it was you guys could probably tell me better than me, either late 90s or early 2000s, where it was like they stopped, like you could become card carrying, and then they kind of cut that off. Yo, Mike, thanks so much for the super chat, my friend. That'll go towards me not having to eat noodles for the rest of my life. Thank you so much, Mike. You're such a blessing with your dancing pear. All proceeds, all jokes aside, are going to go towards getting me to Tucson. Thank you so much for the super chat, everybody. What percentage does Etsy take? Instagram is really good platform for itself. Yes, it is. I sell cabochons on Instagram. If any of you folks are ever interested in any turquoise cabochons, follow me via Lapidary Dave on Instagram. Every single thing I ever posted on Instagram is an amazing deal. Most things sell within a minute or two that I post because the deals are too good. And I've never not sold whatever I posted on Instagram. One time somebody flaked and I had to repost it because I took it down. But everything sells. My deals on Instagram are incredible. I usually do them in cases like in emergencies. And then in the past, when I first started, I was like posting stuff on Instagram. Like I just put out a lot of stones and be like, "Who I will mail you these stones if you buy me a pizza and have it delivered to me." I was so desperate and hungry back in those days. Still not a bad idea. Probably do that right now for you folks. But I'm eating these noodles and I don't want to waste food. So I'll just finish eating them. I hate noodles though. Ramen is just not good. It's like gotta be made out of a lot of the stuff. They just like sweep up the floor and throw it into the noodle maker. It's gotta have a lot of bugs and dust in it. My great grandpa burned any and all paperwork proving that they were natives due to the government stealing land from them. I hear you. That happened all over America, like out here in New Mexico. A lot of people in the 50s and 60s didn't want their kids to speak Spanish. There's like that movie, The Milagro Bean War or whatever. It talks about how bad the New Mexicans were treated, even though they were as American get. They're not, a lot of them aren't Mexican. They're Spanish, and they were here before Europeans when they conquered a lot of Native America. But yeah, they got a lot of flack for just being brown people. And so a lot of New Mexicans out here didn't want their kids to speak Spanish. I hear there's something similar like that during a certain decade in like LA and stuff. I used to go to this bar to play some bluegrass every Wednesday, and there was some of the people that run the joint. They all have thick New Mexican accents, Spanish accents, and some of the old timers, like 50s and 60s, cannot speak Spanish. I speak better Spanish than they do because their parents didn't taught them and didn't want them to be taught. There wasn't like a Spanish class in school here in New Mexico until well after. Dave, hope you're doing all right. Thank you, John Sopper. I'm doing pretty good. I was really tired when I started. I am waking up, eating some noodles. They are mediocre. It is cheap ramen. It's like soy flavored or something. It's not going to help my gynecomastia, aka man boobs. That was a joke. We like Vugs. I love Vugs. I always learn stuff from you. Thank you, Rockin' Family Adventures. Everyone who's not subscribed to Rockin' Family Adventures, make sure to hop on over there and subscribe. Also, if you haven't done so already, please like the video. It really helps me out. Helps to bring more people into my videos. I used to kind of have like an average of 20, 30 viewers. Now it's around late 40s, 50 viewers, and I really appreciate it. It's because of people like you taking the time to like my videos. Even if you don't like the video, it helps to bring people in. It really massages the algorithm. Dog pee was also used to soften the hide, and the cooked brain of the animal is used to tan it. Deer brains smell like scrambled eggs when cooked. Gross. I don't like eggs, but I did have some good eggs the other day, and when I eat them scrambled like a baby. Later, Dave, I'm gonna go do stuff. That's good, Brutus. I hear you. I need to be doing stuff. I just really need to catch up on these chats. I need to read them faster. Sorry, I got off topic. I don't know exactly how much Etsy takes. So what I do is if I'm working with a friend, like a collaboration piece, well, everything I have on Etsy is a collaboration piece. Again, my Etsy is Taos, as in Taos, New Mexico, Taos, Gemcraft. So I usually double it, so I get 50%. Whoever I'm working with gets 50%. Then I add 10% because of the percentage they take. I don't think they take 10, but I add 10. What do you do with the scrap pieces of stone? I collect them, and I've been selling them, if you're interested. Here's all of the scrap I've collected, and I've cleaned all of this natural turquoise and one piece of lapis. Just going to throw that away. But, yeah, I collect them. If anyone is interested in some beautiful turquoise scrap, let me know. My grandma... She is so picky. Like, she does not want me to sell my scrap. She'll go through pieces and like tiny pieces and be like, all right, that one's going to be my ring. You have to make it. All right. Yeah, you can make me a nice little small ingot ring right there. But, message me designs and do-overs. I'll give you a great deal on this right now. There's a bunch in there. And I'll have more. I just need to clean it up. And I always wash it. I'm not going to send you a bunch of mud. But that's what I do with the scrap, my friends. I was adopted. My grandma was native, but I got the test and I'm native. That is great. That is fantastic. It's good to learn your culture. It was stolen from, I believe, almost everybody, but I'm a huge conspiracy theorist. Huge conspiracy theorist. And therefore, I believe everyone's culture has been stolen if you go back far enough by the evil alien reptilians that run the planet. Just kidding, not really. You got to put out hot sauce. Oh, put hot sauce. I'm not into hot sauce or mayonnaise. Okay, that's a lie. I do like hot sauce. I don't like Crystal. I don't like, I like chili-based hot sauces, not vinegar-based hot sauces. The American genocide, turns out. True. McCormick. Turns out it was because gold was found in the land. Oh, yeah, that's definitely going to make them want to take it. Well, gold and oil. Oh, yeah, they have to take it after that. AUS is not much different. I hear that. The poor Aborigines. Man, yeah, I really love Aborigines. I'd love to go on like a 4-year walkabout and just walk around and eat kangaroo tail. Area 51 is a massive underground gold mine from the Illuminati. I believe it. Pizza Fund. Yo! Higher Learning. Thank you so much for the super chat. That is such a blessing. Thank you. I will definitely order a pizza with the $10 you sent me. And I will share it with my grandma, which means I can't put meat on it. She doesn't eat meat. And she does eat chicken and fish, but she will not eat meat on pizza. Thank you so much, Higher Learning. You're such a blessing. Noodle life. Copper powder and resin, or maybe even galena powder and resin. If that color looks nicer in the little mug. Well, I have copper powder. I have it like right here next to me. Somewhere in my Empire of Filth. The copper powder would be really easy. Oh, Square Card takes 10%. Interesting. That is ridiculous. I got your message, designs and do-overs. Sometimes it's hard to sit in one place for so long. I hear you. Thinking about getting a flat lap. What all do you use yours for? Well, I will tell you, my friend. All lapidaries should have a flat lap, even if they have grinding machines like I have here. I have 3 or 4 of them. I have them everywhere. But I personally use flat laps to process bulk material. I put on a 60 grit flat lap and I just chunk away material. I also use it to make things flat. However, you definitely can cab on a flat lap. Most of them won't. No one's going to tell you who's selling these flat lap kits. And I'll tell you, I'm an ambassador for the Cab King and High Tech Company. They pay me when you folks use my code, but I'll tell you right now that it is extremely hard to cab with the all you need combos that they're selling. They're selling you flat, hard discs. That's really good for like geodes or flat things, but really to cab, you're going to need foam, something foam, like the soft wheels on here. They literally bend to contour to the curves of the cabochon. You don't need to buy the pads that High Tech is selling. I cut up old yoga mats. But in order to cab, and without having a bunch of facets, you're going to need to figure that out if you buy an all-you-need kit. But a flat lap can do anything that these can do pretty much, except for, like, inner curves. Like, you can just hold a stone there to make, like, a nice moon shape, but, whatever. I fill old bottles with my small pieces of scrap and hoard the rest. I hear you, my friend. Dang, I need to go pick up what I tossed in the yard. Yo, you absolutely should. I have ruby sapphires and emeralds from Afghanistan in my yard. I have probably at least a pound of turquoise scattered amongst my gravel. If I get mad at a piece, even if it didn't break, like the other day when I was live, you guys probably saw me just smash a piece for fun. I throw them out in the yard, find it like a year later, and then work it again. All right, almost caught up. Of course, my friend, thanks for all you do. Thank you, Higher Learning. You're really a blessing. Anyways, I got to get going. Have a great night. Hopefully you'll get your pizza. I will, my friend. For me, silver powder would work. I would grind silver on my genie machine, collect the mud at the end of the month, and pan it out. That's an awesome idea. Then just mix it with glue, I guess. I've cabbed turquoise by hand on used 2000 grit lap, no machine. Jeez, that is hard work. Your girlfriend showed me some of the pieces you've been doing by hand. Sonny, what you do by hand is incredible. I'm extremely impressed. But you are allowed over anytime to, I almost fell out of my seat, sorry. You're allowed over anytime I'm working here, dude. You're a cool cat. All right, let's do something. My noodles are cold. My water's getting cold. Let's do something fast, like we were doing before. Let's do something a little bit bigger. Let's do this piece of Alicia. I bought this from the Otteson family. You guys know the Ottesons. They're the owners of the Royston mine. They are the people who discovered and coined white buffalo magnesite. They own blackjack. They own tree frog, Easter blue. They own a lot of different turquoise mines. But, yeah, I bought this from the Otteson family. Kind of greenish. Some yellows. I really like it. I got it really affordably. Great story how I got this material. Thank you so much, Rock and Family Adventures. I appreciate you watching my videos. Jason says, most of the time I melt it down into the new wire to use on other projects. Oh, I hear you. That's what I usually do with my metal scraps. But I bought this material. I think it was marked $120 a pound. And then it was marked half off because it was one of the last days of the Denver show. They had a lot of it. So I bought like 5 pounds and they rang me up the original price. I said, hey, wasn't it half off? The gentleman was so nice. He's like, yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry. That he just filled all of the bags I had with this material. No extra cost. Just filled the bags. Like it's no sweat on his back. Then went in my backpack and snuck 2 giant chunks of white buffalo into my backpack. My friend Kayla's like, what did he just put in your backpack? I'm like, what are you talking about? When I was turned around, he unzipped my backpack and put 2 giant chunks of white buffalo in there. And that's the story of this Alicia. The gentleman says he's not exactly sure where the mine is. It's not in Nevada, I believe. I'm suspecting Mexico. But dude, the Addison family are so cool. My grandma is so cool too. She's really, really stressed out, and I feel bad. She's working her hump off. Just ordered a bunch of hide and frames to make drums so that she can sell them in Tucson. You know, I don't even want her to stress. Like, I'll pay for everything. It's going to be a big loss for me. You know, I don't suspect to sell a lot over there compared, I'm with the smallest potatoes at our venue. I just don't want her to stress out. Stress is so bad for the mind and the body. I always buy extra gemstones, rocks, because I end up keeping a lot of pendants I make. Oh, I hear ya. I used to keep my best stuff. Now I end up giving everything away. So I don't keep anything for myself because I'll end up giving it away. When I'd go to shows, like if I was playing a gig and somebody wanted it, instead of saying the smart thing, hey, this is for sale, I ended up just giving it away to strangers. And I should have been selling them because they're interested, but so I just dropped it and the nail popped off. So we're gonna work a different piece of Alicia. Yeah, shoot. That was annoying. All right, we'll do this piece. These are pretty stiff, but still, I mean, the force of it flying out of my hands and hitting the ground was enough to break it off. All right. All right, so I got the sides roughly worked out, kind of trapezoid shape. I'm gonna kind of even out the girdle a bit. This will give me some depth in the middle that I can then use to make a dome. All right, so I brought the girdle down a little bit on every side. It's a little uneven. So I'm gonna try to even it out. I don't have the best lighting in here. All right, so the girdle is down. You can see there's some meat in the middle now. I'm gonna use that meat to get a dome. I really like square-ish shapes because I can just make a dome really easy going back and forth on one side. Like this. Flip it over to the other side. And we got a pretty nice dome. Pretty cool. I usually reestablish the girdle. And we're good for 220 grit. kind of a cute shape. It will get better. It's not perfect. My best work, I tell you folks, is definitely not live on YouTube. I think it's just that I think too much. Think about what I'm going to say. Think about, oh man, I need to answer these questions that are popping up. And yeah, like when I'm by myself, I'm just like listening to podcasts. Started listening to this new podcast. It's not new, but it's new to me, called Disgraceland. It's like goes over musicians and like stories of bad things. Like I was listening to this one about Derek and the Dominoes and how just like strung out all the musicians were, Eric Clapton and everybody pretty much except for George Harrison, who was originally in Derek and the Dominoes, believe it or not. Even though George Harrison, to me, no offense to you folks, I don't think George Harrison's a very good guitar player. But he was in Derek and the Dominoes. Anyway, there's another one on Jerry Lee Lewis and how Jerry Lee Lewis pretty much got away with murder. His fifth wife called her mother, said, "Hey, I'm leaving Jerry. He's awful." No surprise there, right? Can you imagine Jerry Lee Lewis being a really nice guy? Then she called her sister right afterwards. The phone hung up mid-conversation. The next day she was found dead. Blood under her nails, scratches on Jerry Lee Lewis, and he got away with it. But yeah, I really don't like true crime stuff, but I love country western podcasts. All right, so that's the shape. Coming together a little bit, pretty cool. A little too big for maybe a female ring. Pretty big and chunky for maybe a men's ring. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, Alicia Turquoise has been sold. Alicia and Campitos both are kind of well known as the J. King turquoise. J. King is like QVC, so you know it's exploited. Or if not exploited, at least like so cheap that QVC wants to sell it, or considers it affordable enough to sell. QVC stuff, a lot of it's a lot cheaper than you folks might think. The silver work on QVC material is faceted. Not faceted, casted so they can make like thousands at one time. Maybe not thousands, hundreds or dozens. Dozens or hundreds. All right, this is 600 grit. On softer pieces of turquoise like this Alicia, I move kind of fast because it will facet even at 600 grit. 1200 grit and even 3000 get rid of a lot of the micro facets on softer materials. So that's where I really put a lot of attention. And don't fly so fast. Work in one direction on those wheels. But let's take a look at this Alicia at 600 grit. And then I'm going to wrap it up through 3000 Buffett before I read your comments, or I'll be reading the comments for like 20 minutes. Already good enough to be polished. Not the perfect girdle. And it has a little bit of a hangnail there that I'll take care of when I rub the back. But definitely good enough for me. Put that in a ring. Super easy. What is the price range on the drums your grandma makes? Anywhere from about $120 to about $450. She needs to raise her prices. She worked so hard making these drums. And it's not like a kit. Like she's out there slamming, making lace from scratch. She's pulling all this hide. She's incredible. She is way underpriced. Do you facet any of your turquoise? No, I just don't think it really looks good. I've seen a lot of faceted turquoise. My friend Daniel from Durango Turquoise Company facets turquoise. I just don't think it really serves the stone. When I got into faceting, I used an Ultratech machine, and I was doing peridot a lot. Rubies, sapphires, emeralds, a lot of those ended up in my yard. I just tossed them out there. The ones I weren't using. And so a lot of these Afghanistan rubies, emeralds, and sapphires had like this crusty stuff on it. Instead of finding acid that would dissolve the matrix, I like tried to tumble it, and I made a huge mess with these little pieces of fine faceting rough. And it made me so mad, I just threw it all out in the yard. Almost done here, and then I'll read all y'all's comments. If you do 600 grit right, 1200 grit should take less than half of the time, and 3000 grit should only take about as long as it takes you to completely lick the surface of the stone. All right, and then this is 3000 grit. Alrighty, we're done with this Alicia cab. It would have been 3 times faster if I wasn't on camera. It always is. Ontario Rock Counting. I have a saw and a flat lap. I got the 2 make slab of material that I've collected and display. But I have so much extra material left over. I wanted to get into cabbing. That's a great idea. That is a great idea, my friend. This is the stone at 3000 grit dry. The girdle is not perfect. But then again, I'm going to get like $6 to $7 for this cabochon. So I am so not worried about it. I should raise my prices. But I'd rather sell them fast than hold on to them and even make double the money. I mean, I could easily get like $15 for this on Instagram, but I'd rather sell it affordably and get rid of it. I mean, I go by my heart of hearts. There's a lot of material that's real easy to know what to price it at. Rough Sudrolite and Petersite, a lot of rough Veracite are all going for the same prices, about $3 a gram rough. And so then, it's easy to figure out what is the polished version worth. I don't charge more just because I'm an American, Some people do. They want like $50 for a Tiger's Eye cab. That is the Alicia cab. Wait. There's always a chance that I'll just snap the stone instead of getting it off at the top. Let me get rid of its snaggletooth really quick. Then we will really look at it. I do polish the backs from 220. Sometimes I'll take it to 280. Might as well just take it to 280 before I polish it up. All right. That is that. Excuse me. I'm going to do this off camera just to be fast. All right. This is the Alicia cab finished. There's the back, not perfect. Well, a little wet, so it's hard to see the shine. Wipe it on my face. A little shiny. Some scratch marks, but they're polished. And this is the stone finished. If I had a scale, I could tell you exactly how much this would cost, but this shape is worth a lot more than a bean-shaped stone. I love the Alicia. I think it looks great. That would make an awesome men's ring. Or a big woman's ring. Really enjoyed your videos. We have some beautiful stones here in Northern California that I'd like to learn to cut and polish. Do you have videos that show all the equipment that you use and prices? Yeah, kinda. I have a video on this this machine that I'm using right here, the Easy Cab. I have a video on my Cab King machine. If you're interested in either of these machines, both Simple Elegance Easy Cab and Cab King Company support my channel when I refer customers. I can't give you a discount, but they give me kickbacks like wheels and material if people say that I sent them. So check out those videos. I have videos on the rotary tools that I use. I have not made a video on my Harbor Freight flex shaft. I should, because there's no good videos on this cheap flex shaft, which I highly recommend. They did just raise the price, so that's why it's been a little undesirable to make a video on. But anything that you're looking to buy lapidary-wise, check out Cutting Edge Supply. Cutting Edge Supply is a company that sells lapidary equipment and jewelry making equipment, as well as jewelry findings. They are an American company, and they are a company of jewelers and lapidaries that support jewelers and lapidaries. You know, when you're buying from the big wigs, like some of the big wigs here in Albuquerque that everybody buy from, you can't call them and ask them if you're having a problem setting a piece of jewelry or something, like you could call Cutting Edge. You know, if you folks ever have a problem and you buy something from Cutting Edge, you can talk to me. You can talk to my good friend Mike. Real people helping real people. Cutting Edge Supply. Which also support the channel. Official sponsor of Lapidary Dave. You ever cab jelly sugilite? Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a funny story about jelly sugilite. I was making wooden hearts before I was even a lapidary. And I was inlaying crushed stone, turquoise. I was using sugilite, layer mark, putting crushed stone into the middle of the heart. I was getting like $80 to $120 a heart for these wooden hearts when I was a woodworker. I am a dork. Can't help it. And my grandpa said he had some sugilite. I opened the drawer and I found this really nice piece. I didn't know anything about sugilite. Well, I crushed it up. It was maybe 25 grams, and it was pure jelly sugilite. The drawer underneath that had the B grade stuff that had a little bit of black here and there. My grandpa's a Buddhist. He doesn't really get mad. But the pure and sheer disappointment in his eyes made me want to cry. I crushed up his best piece of sugilite, put it in a heart that I probably got $75 for. When you buy pieces, I've seen pure jelly, like darn near fuchsia translucent sugilite for about those prices, but I've also seen them can be kind of affordable. More affordable than $50 to $60 a gram. I've seen it higher than $100 a gram. I've seen some really good stuff pushing 20, 25. Depends who you're getting it from. All right, let me read these comments. Danny invited me to his house. I send him antique glass bottles when I find them. Danny Otteson is awesome. And your story about being invited into their home is also awesome. I need to do a live video with you sometime, Sonny. Maybe if you come over to the shop tomorrow, you can go live and we can chat rocks in front of the people. You can tell your awesome story about being one of the last people able to go get Royston turquoise because the mine is closed now. It used to be pay to dig. You can talk about hanging out with the Ottesons, harvesting your purple material, your beautiful purple agate, and your obsidian. I'd love for you to come on the channel and tell your stories. What would be your advice for someone just getting into cabbing? Any tips and tricks? Yes, Ontario rock hounding. I would say, first things first, if you are on a budget, some people aren't. Some people don't care. They'll buy great machines. If you are on a budget, I would say my first advice is to not be afraid of an old 2-wheel or 1-wheel machine like this. This machine, I believe, is from 1977, and it can do everything these large machines can do. That machine right there can do everything this machine that I'm using here does. You just have to swap out the wheels. I timed myself. It took like 15 seconds. And that machine cost $80, where these ones cost over $2,000. Don't be afraid of cheap machines. Older the better, actually. It's not a. There's just something about those old machines that were casted, where these ones are fabricated. Those things are gonna outlive us all. Where I've already had problems with some of my big machines. Another piece of advice I would give would be, yeah, so don't be afraid of affordable machines. Use those affordable machines. And if you can't find affordable machines, use a rotary tool. I showed you folks earlier how you can make a cabochon. It might be perfectly round. You can make cabs using a rotary tool on a nail. A cab on a nail. And you can use that to make money to buy a machine. Also, another piece of advice for people just getting into cabbing, don't cut what people can get next to nothing. I don't ever cut tiger's eye unless like it's a commission and they want a particular shape. You know, overseas they can cut a piece of tiger's eye as large as your hand for like $1 or $2. You're not going to keep up. They're gonna cut it better than you are, and they're gonna cut it way more affordable. Cut something unique, that someone's gonna want to buy. Know your clientele. Oh, I can go on and on and on. Wear protection, even though I don't. Trust me, wear protection, folks. When you're grinding, when you go to Diamond Pacific at the Tucson show and they have their demo booth, they're not offering masks to people. You don't have to wear one, but you should. It is absolutely poisonous. Yeah, wear protection. Don't be afraid of cheap tools. Don't cut cheap stuff. Those are my 3 tips. What's the man-made opal GCI recognizes? You mean GIA? Someone answer that question. Gibson. Or it's like Gilson. Yeah, Gilson. Designs and do-overs. She answered that question. Designs and Do-Overs is awesome. Everyone should follow Designs and Do-Overs on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. She's real cool. Just finished Billie Holiday autobiography. Worth a read. Someone's going to have to teach me how to read. Sunny, COVID lockdown is pretty strict where I'm at. It's pretty strict where we're at, too. There's 2 grocery stores you can go in without a mask. I wear a mask at all times, even though I'm not into masks, just to make people feel comfortable. I never want somebody who considers themselves compromised to ever be like, I wish this guy wasn't next to me. So I always wear a mask, even though I'm not into him. I've already had coronavirus. I'm immune. I'm just kidding. I don't know how that works, but I'm not afraid of corona at all. But I do wear masks to make people happy. And you know what? I wouldn't want some punk nosed kid being all up on my grandma without a mask. Like she hasn't had COVID yet, so I try to walk my walk, even though I'm not really into them. Ooh, that's a sweet story. I remember watching that video. Jay King now sends his stuff to China to make. He absolutely does. He sure does. Not that there's really anything wrong with that. It's probably better quality than before it was sent to China. Trust me, I would go to my club's workshop, but COVID rules have put a stop to it. I hear you, Ontario Rock Hounding. The biggest shop in Florida actually is from where I was born. Had no idea until I went back to take care of my mother in hospice that there was the best lapidary shop was in my hometown, and it was closed because of COVID. Ooh, I bounced up here pretty fast. A friend of mine got out 2, 3 pounds of the material for $150. The guy didn't know what he had. Oh, you're talking about the jelly? That is incredible, Jason. That is, I wouldn't even cut it. It's just way too valuable. It's not worth putting in jewelry. It's just so valuable. Well, yeah, it is. Yeah. I've seen rings go for $10,000 made out of silver because of the ring and because of the stone inside. Hey, y'all, Dave, have you ever worked with Butterstone? Yes, I have some right here. I have a piece of Butterstone right here, if you'd like to see it. And I used to cab this stuff all the time. Here it is. African Butterstone is what I called it, but Butterstone might be it. I was told it's about a 4 on the hardness scale. That is not true. I've cut maybe 300 or 400 cabs out of this, made a bunch of pendants. It's rocking more like about a 5 or 6. Don't get me wrong. Maybe the Mose is weird. Maybe what scratches out of 4 feels like a 6 because of the crystalline growth, like the way it grows and is structured. But yeah, this stuff's pretty cool. Let's get it wet really quick. Let's see more of the color. Most of the time, I see people selling this like as tumbles. It tumbles fantastically. I think I sold all the tumbles I ever made out of my scraps. But they do sculpt it too. I like that stuff. Can't believe I still have it around. I would have given it away years ago. I don't know where I'd ever get any more of it though. Okay, great info. I have a lot of self-collected material from rock hounding, so that is what I want to work on. Quartzite Rock Show was a bust this year. I went right when it opened this year, and I was not impressed. Way less vendors and people. The better vendors weren't there. Kenny Casper, let me ask you. You went to the... So, before I get started on the Quartzite thing, Quartzite, there's vendors there pretty much like for 4 or 5 months, all throughout autumn and winter. And to my knowledge, the powwow show, the Quartzite powwow show, is the definitive Quartzite gem show. Across the street from where they have the powwow, which I believe is like a rodeo powwow grounds, is called Desert Gardens. And they do sell rocks there. They do have a show there, which ends about the time the powwow opens, but it is not considered the Quartzite Gem Show. The Quartzite Gem Show starts on the 19th of this month. It starts on Wednesday. So if you don't mind me saying, Kenny, and I could be wrong, I don't think you went to the real, with quote unquote, Quartzite Gem Show. The Quartzite Gem Show has tons of vendors. There's a bunch of people, but tons of vendors. And lots of stuff to buy. Yeah, if you don't mind me saying, you didn't go to the powwow show, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it might be worth going back if you can, Kenny. On the 19th, the powwow, the big Quartzite show starts. And I think there's well over 100 vendors there. I'm going to be there. It's going to be great. Jeff Best is going to be there, the turquoise guy. He's got a gift for me. I love Jeff Best. First of all, I love old timers. I love seniors. I love elders. And I love Jeff Best. That dude is so chocked full of turquoise love. But yeah, Kenny, go back if you can on the 19th when the powwow show opens up. The Quartzite powwow show, in my opinion, is the Quartzite show, and it hasn't started yet. Cutting Edge Supply has great prices. I'll order from them next time. Please do designs and do-overs. And if you don't mind, I don't have a like product code to give you guys yet. Like, type in the coupon section, type in Lapidary Dave. But if you could, when you message, like you can leave a message on checkout, say Lapidary Dave sent you or that he talks about you on the videos. They're not going to give you anything for sending people their way, but I want them to know that their love that they gave to me by sponsoring me is actually paying off by people hearing about them on this channel. Thanks for doing that, Dave. Absolutely, everybody rocks. I wear a mask even though COVID has barely touched New Zealand. I heard like nearly nobody got it in New Zealand. And no one has caught it with my province. Well, I'm a huge conspiracy theorist, so I don't really want to wear a mask. But I'll tell you what, I'm such a big conspiracy theorist that when I wear a mask, even though I don't have to, I feel like I'm hiding from the man. You know, I don't want people to know that I don't want people to know that I don't trust their agenda. So I'm like hiding. Like, you know, in that movie, They Live or whatever, where the guy has the glasses. He's not, you know, he's got to act cool and blend in. And that's what I'm doing. And I don't want to kill my grandma because she hasn't caught it. I got it. I was totally fine. My sister got it. My whole entire family got it. But everyone's good. I bought a 10-inch slab saw from Cutting Edge Supply. Great customer service. They helped me buy the right one. Absolutely. They carry Barranca. Not everybody carries Barranca. If you folks have not heard of Barranca lapidary equipment, look them up. I don't want to play favorites. I mean, I'm sponsored by Cab King. I'm unofficially sponsored by Easy Cab. They send me stuff when I help them sell machines. But I will say that I love Barranca the most. And I will say this. If Barranca made a 6-wheel, 8-inch machine, which I don't believe they do, they make 6-wheel, 6-inch machines. If they made 6-wheel, 8-inch machines, they would be the best machine in the industry. Right now, I believe that's probably, well, fool, you could tell me more than anyone else. You've tried every single machine in the industry. But I think Highland Park is up there for one of the best. But if Barranca made an 8-inch machine, they would dominate. I love Barranca. The hard wheels are coming from Russia. They're just so superior. I love Cutting Edge Supply for selling Barranca. Your saw was Barranca, I believe. Which I need you to send me a picture of. I want to see your Barranca machine. Awesome info. Thank you, Dave. No, thank you, HUD Mumper. That's a cool name. Desert Gardens is not the gem show. I hear you, Sonny, but they do have a lot of gem show. It's kind of like, I don't really know what to call it. It's kind of like a flea market. Across the street from there is the powwow show. That starts on the 19th. I'm going to get there like 8 o'clock in the morning because it's a 13-hour drive. Probably going to leave around noon. So maybe get there like 2 or 3 in the morning, sleep and film. Then my friend wants to go to Joshua Tree. Joshua Tree is cool. I don't feel like I have to go there, but my friend wants to go. I want to go see that rock that guy used to live under in Joshua Tree. He invented a bunch of stuff, and he claimed that aliens would tell him how to do it. People thought he was crazy, but Howard Hughes would come visit him all the time. Howard Hughes is a genius. Also, Howard Hughes was into lapidary. I see Howard Hughes' personal slab saws for sale on eBay all the time. They're about 25 to 30-inch slab saws going for about $20,000 to $40,000. Handmade by Howard Hughes. I would love one of those saws. Anyway, he'd go visit this guy who lived under a rock, under a rock, dug out under the rock and made it into a house. Supposedly it was beautiful. And supposedly the way the story goes in the newspaper is that hippies burned it down. When was the last time you guys heard of hippies burning down anything? Hippies didn't burn it down. Either some punk kids, not like punk rock kids, but some snot-nosed kids in the 40s and 50s, whenever it burned it down, or it was the man because they wanted to get rid of him. There's a reason why Howard Hughes was his friend. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, Joshua Tree. Gotta go there. I don't want to go, but I gotta go. My friend wants to go. Man, I'm a rambler. The ADHD is powerful. I blame the MSG from these noodles. This stuff is so gross. Messing with my ADHD. You have to go to the other end of town. The powwow show is awesome. Never heard of them before you. Oh, Cutting Edge Supply. They're great. Dave, that is hilarious. I try to be. Bubblegum. I love bubblegum. I want some bubblegum right now. The fight scene in They Live is one of my favorites ever. Realistic getting upset about the windshield just made it. That was such a good movie. Yes, Barranca Diamond 10-inch. Heck yeah. There's another place there in Quartzite called Tyson Wells. That's what I meant to say. Tyson Wells is the one right across the street from Brain Not Working, Brain Powwow Show. Okay, so we're caught up. Let's do one more cab, and then I'm going to go, if y'all don't mind. It's getting cold. I'm not going to get any work done tonight. Maybe we'll do something by hand. Nah, let's do another dop. So we did a Redskin and we did an Alicia. Let's do a Baja. No! Oh man, I went to get it wet and it flew out of my hands behind my machine. How am I going to get that? Jeez. I am trouble when I'm on camera. All right, this time you're not going to run away from me. Here's a smaller piece of Baja. Actually, I think this is Kingman. Oh, I wanted to cut the Baja, but I'm going to have to move the machine. You know what? I'm just going to move the machine. Let's move the machine. It's back there. My grandma, don't tell her I showed you. She has an amazing crystal collection. She has thousands and thousands and thousands of beautiful crystals, all stacked up on these like catering shelves. They were gifted to her by someone who passed away, I believe. Who was a medicine man? All right. Where'd you go? I will find you. Hey, finding all kinds of stuff down here. Ugh. Where'd you go? I will find you. Oh, I can't. I couldn't find it, y'all. Huh, that was embarrassing. Maybe it's over here. Could honestly be anywhere. All right. The stone wins. I'll find it after the feed. Whew. Please have your grandma do a crystal video. That would be cool. Show the one she feels comfortable showing. That's not a bad idea. I just, honestly, I don't think she would be into it, but I'll ask her. Ooh, I must bring her a crystal tomorrow. Please do, Sonny. She is a crystal medicine woman for sure. She'd love it. All right, we got to do something else. Let's do this piece of Kingman. Natural, unstabilized at least. Oh. Do you deal with rock from Utah? I'm a dealer, Utah selling mainly Utah rocks. I like dinosaur bones from Utah. Obviously, I love Tiffany stone. If you'd ever like to do a trade, I'm down. You can mail me a box of material. I can do a live opening and let everybody know where I got it from and where they can get it from. If you're interested, it's worked really well for people in the past. Good to know I'm not the only one who drops stones and spends half an hour looking for them. Oh gosh, that is so me. Yeah, thumbs up for me getting on the floor, y'all. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. It said, nope, not today, Dave. Not cabin me today. Will she be in Tucson? Absolutely, she'll be in Tucson. I will. I promise. When I go live next, I will have my booth number. But we will be at the Keno Electric Sports Complex. It is official. It might be our last year selling. It's just not profitable for us, honestly. You know, there's millionaires there selling. You know what I offer. You know, cabs. It's just there's other people there already doing it on a large scale. The way to make money in material, I'm going to tell you the truth. You buy American turquoise, you mail it to China. They cut it for you and they send it back. You know, it's not fun. You know, it loses a lot of spirit. So people who buy from me oftentimes buy from me because they like the idea of me putting passion into it. But then again, there's people there spending $10 million. They don't give a hoot who cut it. They don't care if a 5-year-old kid's over there processing stuff on a lapidary saw in Myanmar. They don't care. They definitely don't care that a 31-year-old man in his grandma's garage does this for a living on YouTube. They don't care. They'd rather buy the cheaper stuff. Anyway, I'm rambling. But the people who buy from me are people of passion that love people of passion. It's kind of something disappearing in the American jewelry scene. You know, there's some amazing jewelers. A lot of my favorite jewelers do not cut their own stones. And a lot of times they do not care who is cutting the stone. We're flying. We are flying. Going too fast and too hard. But you know what? I got the dome. That's what the dop really helps to do. So I'm going to go ahead, get rid of that glue on the back. Oh, whatever. Hit it with the 280. We're moving on. We're taking it to 600. We're not going to let it slow us down. Never, ever. So, if you're commenting, I promise. Oh, thank you so much, everybody rocks. If I missed your comments while working really fast and hard, I promise to read them when I get done with this. But while I do this, I said do again, I will tell you my next video. My next video is going to be on the difference between Quartzite and Tucson and why you might want to go to one over the other. Feeling pretty good. Hot tamale. This thing has got to go. Oh my gosh, everything is falling apart over here. Oh my gosh, it's slowing me down. Ugh, sorry. My heater's grill fell over when this Riker box cushion fell over. If this was still doped, I'd already be done. This piece has some really nice quartz going on. Some quartz on the side, lots of quartz on the back. Beautiful material. It's actually almost like quartzite. It's not really quartz. It's like opaque. So, like I said, the next video is going to be on the difference between Quartzite and Tucson. There's a huge difference. For instance, start with the similarities. You can get good rough at both. You can get good rough at both. In my opinion, you can get decent specimens at both. However, a lot of the specimens at Quartzite are resells. People are buying the specimens and reselling it. When it comes to Tucson, you can get cheap foreign made, really nice silver jewelry. You can get a ring, real sterling silver, with a real nice piece of blue Peruvian opal, fire agate, Mexican opal, Ethiopian opal, turquoise for $20. Where you're not really going to find that booth in Quartzite. There will be people there with silver rings. Some of the best jewelry at Quartzite tends to be Native American. All right, and that was the Kingman Cabochon. Didn't take too long. What is that? My friends, this is why you look at your stones half as often as you have them on the wheel. That is unacceptable. You know, that is not that bad, but I'm going to have to recut that. Unacceptable. But, hey, it's shiny, huh? Pretty color. A little bit more green at the top than the bottom, which is blue. Classic Kingman look. I mean, I think it turned out really sweet. When you get the bezel on there, some of that might go away, and it's not that big of a deal. For the price I'm going to charge for this, maybe $12 to $15. You know, that is more than good enough. But that just doesn't sit right with me. Real quick, I'm not going to do the whole thing again, but I am going to grind it out. Little deep. Whatever. Yeah, Quartzite has slabs. Where Tucson, it's kind of hard to find slabs. They are there, but not as many. Oh, I'll stop by and meet her. Please do. Please do come see my grandma. Let her know how crazy I am here on the YouTubes. Oh, I agree. It is a great stone with great matrix. We love them both. Haven't been to the Powwow show yet. It's around my birthday, and we usually go rock hunting. 100% planning to go next year, though. Heck yeah, I'll see you there. Ever cut Needles Blue Agate? No, I've never heard of it. I'd love to see it. How you doing, Epon? Just about to get out of here. Cutting that number 9 mine. That's right. That is right. I just got done cutting this cab and didn't notice it had a big crack in it. My cell phone is broken. When is a piece finished? Never. You can literally polish it to 100 trillion grit. Oh man, I got a turn on my YouTube live alerts. That looks beautiful, Dave. Thank you, Julie. I totally messed it up. I missed a spot on it earlier, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just gonna do it again. That's all there is to do. I'm not gonna throw it away like I want to. Smash it on the ground for disobeying me. But I will not choose violence today. Today I will choose love and compassion for my stone. That, you know what? I messed up. It's not the stone's fault. Didn't wait in the ground a couple million years just for me to not cut it the way it deserves. Shame on me. I think after Tucson, I'm going to figure out a water valve for this, even if I use the bucket. Because this thing, like getting in my face all the time, or getting in the shot, this hose, super annoying. Violence, choose violence. I just snap it in half and throw it away. Snap it in half and throw it into the... Actually, just put it in the scraps, which is going to designs and do-overs. Just put it in there and call it a day. That's what I should do. But we are almost done. I need to make $1,200 at the Tucson show to pay for the booth. That's before profit. Is it even worth it? I could turn $1,200 of my cabbageons into $10,000 worth of jewelry. I am silly for ever thinking it's a good idea for someone as small potato as me to be selling at Tucson. But here's the thing. Me being there and selling helps me be there to film. And that's what I love to do. Almost done. I don't even remember which side had the crack in it, which is a good thing. That means that I am polishing it to where I can't feel it anymore. Man, I cut it the first time in like 6-7 minutes. Now it's turning into a 10-minute stone. Not a 10 minutes, turning into a 15-minute, 16-minute stone. At 15 minutes, this is probably 4 grams. It's probably 4 grams. $5 a gram for unstabilized turquoise, all natural, Kingman. Probably go for more for most people, but I'm going to keep it real. Say $5, $20. Let's call it 20 minutes, $20, $1 a minute. That's $60 an hour. Not bad. But I should have been a welder and got that kind of money all the time. Instead of having to sit down and be lazy. Because the hard part is selling. I could say this thing is worth $20 all I want. It's not true until somebody pays that. All right, now we are really done. Crack is gone. All right, let's look. It's better, slightly smaller. But the crack is gone. Now I'm going to smash it on the ground. Cha. No, I don't want to do that. It's going over here with its sisters. This is what I did today. About half of what I wish I did today. But you know what? It's not bad. I'm getting back on that horse, you know? Me not cutting in a long time, like really, really cutting more than 1 or 2 pieces a day, has definitely slowed me down. But I'm getting back into it. I got my technique back that I didn't even know that I lost. This is a cool one. Tons of quartz in that one. That's going to be a fantastic ring. Love that red skin. Look at this. I have no idea what mine this is, but that is some jammy dark blue inside of some kind of hideous mummy bandage looking matrix. Some of these are great. Thanks. This is the queen of the rodeo that I made today. I don't know what mine this is. It's got a nice vug right there. Not worth digging out, but this is the highest quality. It is rock hard, like jasper. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is like turquoise blue. Everything else is kind of like a rough shade of blue. That's turquoise blue right there. And I really like the Blue Creek is pretty nice too. But anyway, that's what I did today. Let's push it in over here with its family. Hello, turquoise family. Do you guys want to be friends? Friends? Meet your new buddies. Come over here. Mix and match. Everybody take a partner and introduce yourself. I'm gonna finish all of this in the next 3 days. That's the goal. I have to leave on Wednesday. From the moment I get back on from Quartzite, I'm leaving straight for Tucson the next day. So I won't have any time to do any lapidary. I am gonna take my machine though. I'm taking the Easy Cab. I won't be able to cut in Tucson. They won't let me cut at my venue. But yeah, whatever. All right, take a box of Monique's wraps with you. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I don't mind at all. I just feel a little worried. Like I'm not going to be at the tent to be responsible. You know, my grandma is like a vicious owl when she gets a bad vibe because people go to Tucson just to steal. But not a bad idea. Talk about that with you tomorrow. It waited its whole life for you to grind that imperfection out, I guess, or maybe grind it into imperfection. The Greeks say that crystals grow. You know, like when a crystal breaks, like in a crystal cave, and it falls and it regrows, isn't that what a scepter is? Like crystals literally grow. You can seed a crystal. It might take millions of years for it to start growing again, but it will grow again. Yeah, crystals are alive, and I'm sure it wanted to stay alive in its vein. Didn't want somebody to dig it out. Who knows? Who cares? I mean, I care. So if a Master Southwestern lapidary offered you 33 pounds of shop trimmings, how much a pound would you pay? Epon, my good friend, that is nearly impossible to answer without looking at the material. So like these trimmings right here, these broke. Some of these like this is good enough to cab. Totally good enough to cab, natural turquoise. But some of these, like if it was stuff like this, 33 pounds, you know, that's good. That's good money. It's worth it. You can make 5 ring stones out of this one piece easy. Where a piece like this is all natural, but it's soft. It does, like it's good for medicine and specimen and stuff, but you can't cut that. It really depends, Mr. Epon or Mrs. Epon. I don't know if you're a dude or a chick or a combination of some kind of whatever, but it depends on what it is. It really depends. I'd love to see it if you're hinting at a friend of yours having that. I would love to see it. I cut both I cut both stabilized and non-stabilized. I would love. Oh, all natural rock. I just saw that message. Please send me a message on Instagram or Facebook if you have it, Epon. I would love to see the 33 pounds. I'm not a rich man, but I would love to see it. Everybody rocks. You definitely have to spend money to make money. That's just the way it is. It is very, very, very easy to become a millionaire in the rock game. What you do is you buy expensive, unique American material. You then spend even more money than the tens of thousands of dollars you spent on the rock to mail to China or to Jaipur to get it cut. Then you spend thousands of dollars going to the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show, getting a great location, if not multiple locations, to sell it. But you will become a millionaire. You just might have to spend, $100,000 to make that million. It's very, very, very easy to become a millionaire in the rock scene. True, but could you put all of this passion into welding? I don't think so. I don't like working for people. I'm a terrible employee. I don't want to go to work sometimes, most of the time. I wake up at like 11. I'm a very, very poor man. I have like, you guys are really kind. I really appreciate all the super chats. But like I said before, they only give me the super chat money at the end of the month. So right now I have $8 until I make some sales. And I would rather have $8 in my pocket than $8,000 to spend knowing that I have to work. That's bad. I'm a bum. I'm everything my dad told me not to be. But I love it. I'm living a great life. I'm talking to you folks now. I'd never be talking to you folks if I had a job, making welding videos. I wonder if my welding videos would even work. I hear welding community is so mean to each other. You call that a stack of dimes? You call that a weld? You call that hard work? I was up to my knees in water working on as a boiler welder for 48 hours straight without even a coffee break. I'm just kidding. I just on TikTok, I see the welding community is terrible to each other, where the lapidary community is absolutely beautiful to each other. Smash it into my pocket. I hear you, Sonny. Looks like blackjack. It's that piece I just did is Kingman. Got from Jeff Best. Oh, I wish I had some Royston. I haven't cut Royston in over a year. Looks forward to buying some of those little ones. Absolutely. If you're interested in little cabs, everybody rocks. Message me on either Facebook or Instagram via #LapidaryDave. I'll sell them to you. I don't really want to take the little cabs to Tucson. They're just too hard to sell. They're just way too hard to sell. These take way longer to make. Look at this one. These take way longer to make than once, twice, or 3 times the size. What I'm going to do for YouTube subscribers, I'll do $5 a stone for these natural ones. I could go less on the unnatural ones. Well, stabilized ones. But I don't want to take little cabs to Tucson. They're just too hard to sell. What I would do if I did take little ones in the past, like my friend Mike here, I'd put them on a card with spray adhesive, then put them inside of a piece of like a plastic sleeve. I don't have any on me, but I have really nice plastic sleeves that have a hole to like hang them on a rack, and it kind of looks like a finished product. And I'll sell like 5 or 6. You know what I mean? For $6, $7 a cab in Tucson. But if you want them, I'll sell them for $5 a cab if you guys are interested. But yeah, they're just too hard to sell in Tucson. The little ones are just way too hard. Out of the mouth of Dave. Oh, you know me. I'm nuts. Here at Free Spirit, I feel it. I feel it. Also, my mom, and my dad. My mom is my grandma's a first generation immigrant on my mom's side. My dad is directly from Mexico. Came over here with nothing, not even English. And me being a musician is like the opposite of what they would ever have wanted me to do as a kid. I make like $50 a meal and 2 beers. But my parents are so proud of me for whatever reason, because I'm making a life for myself without having to do the 9 to 5 that they never wanted to have to do. And I'm so blessed to have their blessings that, no one makes me feel bad because I'm a musician like you see in movies and stuff. Would have been nice to have been a millionaire, though. Maybe on my next go around. And also, it's not too late. It's never too late. Can you send a sample of can send you a sample of Needle Blue in Sacramento Mountain Chrysocolla in a few weeks? We'll ship no charge. Mark, will you be selling this material? Because if you'd like, I would gladly open the package live on camera and let everybody know where to buy your material. If you're interested, message me on Facebook or Instagram via #LapidaryDave. You'll find me very easy. Needle Blue Agate is great. I've never even heard of it. I'm going to check it out right when I get out of here. Can I pick them up in Tucson? Oh, absolutely, my friend. And I'll give you that YouTube price. I didn't know you were going to Tucson. Well, at least I didn't remember. No, it's not bad, and it's not being a bum. You're producing things that improve people's lives. It may not be well paid, but most undertakings that improve other people's lives are often not well paid. I hear that. Like music. Oh, my gosh. I've made $1,000 at a gig. I've also made $10 at a 3-hour gig before. I joke you not. I've made $2,000 in 4 hours busking. I've also made $2 in 4 hours busking. Has its ups and its downs. You would think because of the Rona that people would appreciate music more. I was really literally expecting when bars and clubs and venues were opening up again to get paid more than I did before Rona. They're like, oh, we're so happy you're back. No, we're getting paid less. It's wild. But also maybe there's something deeper going on. I hear that there's inflation going on. We're in a recession or whatever. Like, the Rona's pretty shady. Gotta say. Feels a little sketchy to me. More than a virus. Attacking the wealth of the country. Who knows? I'm not a politicker. I'm just a conspiracy theorist. We're going to the show and planning to stop by your booth. Yeah! Awesome. Check out the drums. My grandma's blood, sweat, and tears. We're going to have a big powwow drum. You won't be able to miss us. Also, if you guys want to see my grandma's drums and you can't go to the Tucson show, check out, I don't know if you folks know, the Discovery Channel show, How It's Made. My grandma has an episode of How It's Made. Type in How It's Made healing drums. My grandma has a whole episode by the Discovery Channel. She's in it and a few of the people who used to help her are in it. And it's filmed right here in her house. Hi there, Trianne. But the value is not possible to measure in money. I hear that, my friend. I love you too, Trianne. Thank you so much. Thank you for the love. I love love. I love to be in love. We love Lapidary Dave, and I love you. Everybody rocks. Can't wait to meet you. Love how it's made. Check it out, Canadian Gemstones. It's yeah, how it's made. Type it in YouTube. How it's made. It might be native healing drums, but I think it's just healing drums. And there is a painted drum on there that my grandma made. It's a great episode of How It's Made. It's actually How It's Made Canada, but it was aired here in America. Check it out. Anyway, my good friends, I'm out of here. I'm going in. It's Friday night. I have nothing to do. But I won't waste a good Friday. I'm going to go drink a big glass of chocolate milk, and I'm going to go practice guitar. I will not go to bed until I learn something that I didn't learn. I am so behind on my music. I think it's impossible for me to ever be as good as I want to be. I've been working on Blue Agate. I just got from a friend in Arizona that dug it up himself. That's awesome. Crimson Luck. Peace out, y'all. Love you, Mike. Thank you so much. I love you, Mike and Annie. You folks are so good to me. What? I will be watching that. We love How It's Made. Yeah, check it out. How It's Made, Native Healing Drums. My grandma is the lady in the red shirt with the long hair. Not the woman painting, but the other Caucasian-looking woman who is not painting, the older one. Good night, Al. Dave, I always appreciate you sharing your knowledge in spirit. Wouldn't be where I am in Lapidary without you. Oh, please, Al. Oh, I don't believe that. But I guarantee you, you're a better lapidary than me. I love How It's Made too, Sonny. Check out that video, Sonny. Give me a call tomorrow. I will be waking up a little late, but you're more than welcome to come over after I get up, my friend. I'm going to go pick up a cab from you at Keno. Can't wait. Please do, Neil. That'd be such a blessing. Later, Chad. I love you, Chad. You are way too good to me, Chad. I love you, brother. Hope you'll play something for us someday. Will do. I'll do it. I'll do it tomorrow if Sunny's over and we do a live video. Enjoy your Friday night, Dave. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Will do. Love you, folks. Have a great one.